Incredible, these runs that come so fast. You cannot protect against that run.
Oh, Kurt Busch around off the bumper of Blaney.
Inside, Carlson, watch your inside. You should be the leader.
Looks like
Truex
yesterday.
not able to avoid this one, or Bowman.
No, Bowman's got it. Benedetto, Stenhouse, a bunch of them.
DiBenedetto all torn up.
I mean, we keep seeing these big runs coming, and with so much momentum, it's so hard to block that, but that's what you have to do to keep the lead if you're going to win this race.
Kurt Busch turned around looking for the white flag.
Did we see this coming? I think so.
Stenhouse.
Brendan gone.
Alex Bowman, the pole sitter. Matt DiBenedetto. Boy, that little team could have really used a great finish here.
Mike, as they go across the line, and now look at our top 10 flash up here. Unbelievable. The guys that are in the top 10. Hamlin put a block on the 41.
Yeah, that stalled out the 41. The 12's right in that area, that left rear that turns him around.
Yep.
And it was Alex half the field.
It was on from there.
It has become the war of attrition 500.
As soon as Blaney poked his nose to the left rear quarter panel of that 41, around it went, just like we've seen all week.
Yep.
Let's watch from the rear bumper cam of Denny Hamlin.
Bottom. Inside. They're wrecking behind us. Inside. Carlson, watch your inside.
This is all air, folks. That's just air coming off the front nose of that 12 car and pushing on that left side quarter panel of the 41. Of course, then they finally made contact.
Wadded up a bunch of race cars. Oh, my goodness.
It looks as if as many as eight lead lap cars made it through unscathed. Wow, what a shower of sparks.
It's like a really bad video game.
And some of those eight, like Ryan Newman and maybe Allmendinger, do have some damage.
But those are, what about these shots?
Martin Truex believes he has a flat tire. He'll come in. Let's ride with him.
Behind you, head back now. Stay low, come down low, come low, low.
I was low.
Clayton Hughes was telling him all the right things to do. He just couldn't get down there on the apron to get away from him.
Come back, back up, check up. Come on, low on inside down there. Keep coming straight. Just go straight, they'll clear.
What about that?
That was TJ Majors for Joey Logano. That worked.
Yeah, Joey did a great job.
Yep.
So hard to get down on that apron when you're in the banking carrying that much speed. It sends you right back up into the banking.
I don't believe that 22 hit the 41. He got right on him, and it just seemed like it let him loose. I'm sorry, the 12. I'm sorry.
I saw 6 lead lap cars get through there without damage. That's all.
That's all. That's good, because that's all that's left.
Let's have a look at this from our Goodyear blimp coverage. Aerials provided by Goodyear. Those who live up to their names make one for themselves. Goodyear, more driven. Watch the 41 in the yellow car, the 12 of Blaney.
He backs off to try not to make contact.
No.
There was a big push that came from teammate Eric Almirola to the rear bumper of Kurt Busch to give him that momentum to go try to make that pass for the lead on Denny Hamlin.
packing that air on that left rear quarter panel.
There's just a little space
the
right there.
41
Yeah.
of Kurt Busch, and that's all it takes.
Such a vulnerable spot. We've seen that a couple of times. We saw it in the qualifying races.
No longer a full-time racer, Brendan Gaughan said he was here in Daytona on vacation.
Brendan.
And there goes his shot at a top 10 finish in
Mike,
the Daytona 500.
have I ever told you how cautions breed cautions? Have I ever told you that?
I believe you have. Often. And you're right.
Look at that.
Look at the carcass of that tire flailing around on Alex Bowman's car. So getting through without incident, Denny Hamlin, Eric Almirola, Chris Buescher, Austin Dillon, Paul Menard, Darrell Wallace Jr., and, as we saw, Joey Logano. That penalty for Logano turned out to be the best thing that could have happened for him. Otherwise, he would have been right up there in the middle of it.
You're absolutely right.
He might be in the middle of it yet.
Yeah, it's not over.
It's
Ain't
not
over yet.
No. The long day is going to get a little longer as we're going to go to NASCAR overtime. Here's Chris Myers.
Thanks, Mike. The Survival 500 continues, and we'll get back to live racing earlier with Michael Waltrip. We've had 3 separate major wrecks, the first 2 involving 7 cars each.
And look at that visor cam. That's how violent it is inside of one of these race cars when you crash, Chris, at over 200 miles an hour.
And those that were taken out early, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott gets sideways and going into the wall. Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick involved in that wreck.
Another blocking incident. These guys are just doing everything they can to keep the track position. You get back in the pack, it's impossible to win. They're doing everything to block.
Ryan Blaney led 118 laps, and with 2 to go. Now, who triggered all of this? It looked like Blaney into the back of Ford teammate Kurt Busch, last year's winner.
Denny Hamlin put the perfect block on Kurt Busch. It slowed Kurt's momentum, and as Blaney approached from the rear, I think he just pushed him around with the air, spun that car around, and look at the melee that ensued.
An incredible 10 cars. We might still be counting the sparks flying. And we head now to overtime.